Subscribe and click the bell icon for television updates.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Ashwin Rahane, Jagdishwar Pujara, Siraj, and Ravi Chandran Ashwin. Give it up for them. That's a lot of voting, and that's a lot of good voting at that. Welcome करते हैं हमारे योद्धाओं को जिन बंदों में था दम. Thank you guys for coming out here. And of course, a lot of them were saying, that the arena we are comfortable with is in the ground. So Jinx, we have created the ground atmosphere only for you out here. The voting is on. The hairdo is also on. वो लाल बंदे को देख लीजिए वहाँ पर और काफी यहाँ चिल्ला रहे हैं लोग. So we're keeping you comfortable. How are you feeling today?
Feeling really good actually.
बहुत टाइम होगा सर फोटो ऑप के लिए. बहुत सारा टाइम होगा. लेते रहिए. चलिए ठीक है लेते रहिए.
नहीं मार्क दिया सर इधर ही खड़े रहना.
नहीं रवि बहुत पक्के हैं. रविचंद्र जी बहुत पक्के हैं अपने मार्क के.
नहीं वो जैसे मांग रहे हैं.
जी करेक्ट करेक्ट.
फीलिंग रियली गुड. फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग ग्राउंड में जितना ज़्यादा ग्राउंड में इससे कम नर्वस होता है यहाँ पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा नर्वस है हम लोग. बट या रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू दिस डॉक्यूमेंट्री एंड ग्राउंड पे तो पता है हमें क्या हुआ है बट यहाँ पे स्क्रीन पर क्या हुआ अभी अब तक हमें पता नहीं है. सो वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट.
And all of you have obviously given your piece to camera. We've talked about the entire experience you had in that crazy, wonderful series. Abhi, you've not seen the trailer yet. What are you expecting of it?
I genuinely, you're making me feel like an actor now. Like after finishing the movie and then going and seeing the movie.
Well, it is your debut on the OTT platform in some way as well, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of. I'd like to think so, but I'm glad I've come out with my friends. My best friend Puji is here. Both of us have made an appearance in the documentary, and I'm sure he's spoken a lot of good things about me. Look forward to it.
He has only spoken about you. There's so much bromance going on between the both of them. If he could get you an insight into what's happening at the back and the chats that are going on between Puji and Ashwin, that will make a whole different kind of a series, sir. Neeraj sir, you must consider this as your you must consider next series between the bromance of Puji and Ravichandra Ashwin.
We have got about 40 minutes of footage of Pujara talking about Ashwin.
Wow, there you go.
Is that enough?
I think he's got more. He can definitely do better, but I think him being him, I think 40 is a lot.
No, but then there's seasons also, not only season 2.
No, we had this recent series I saw, so I think we can do an 8 episodes, sir. It's up to you.
Noted.
All right. Prasad, well, I guess the stage is set. Our Yodhas are here. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you guys for being with us today. I know some of you, or maybe all of you, haven't seen the trailer as yet. And it's going to shock you. I'm pretty sure it's going to bring back a lot of emotions. So without any further ado, in a good way, without any further ado,
Let's see the trailer. Let's see the trailer. Yeah.
Action and just like reliving the entire thing, sir. It's looking. How are you feeling, Puji? How are you feeling after watching that?
First of all, very good evening to everyone. It's amazing. I think it couldn't have been better than this. As players, the way we performed over there, I think after that, the way we shared our story and the execution part over here, it's thrilling.
सिराज जी बहुत इमोशनल आदमी हैं, हंसते भी बहुत जल्दी हैं, रोते भी बहुत जल्दी हैं और बहुत प्यारे हैं. आपको कैसा लगा ये प्रोमो देख के?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सबको गुड इवनिंग. और बहुत ही अच्छा लगा ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री जैसा बनी जो वहाँ पर जाके मतलब हम लोग इतना करे तो एक मतलब सबको कॉन्फिडेंट मिला कि जो हम लोग सीरीज जीत के आए तो बहुत ही अच्छा लगा और कॉन्फिडेंट भी दिख रहा है ये चीज़ से. तो थैंक यू ऑल.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for making us so proud. And हनुमान आपसे भी पूछना चाहेंगे कैसा लगा आपको? How did you feel by watching that? Does it make you relive all those memories that have been etched in our minds?
Yeah, definitely. It was one of the best series India has ever played, and to see again to relive those memories it's been amazing. And the trailer looks good, and I'm really waiting for June 16th.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to be having a wonderful chat with our cricketers. Once again, a round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it brings back a lot of emotions to us, but it was them who withstood the storm. Prasad, thank you so much for being on stage with us. We're going to have a nice chat with our cricketers. We'll join you in just a bit when you can come back for a nice photo op. Can we have the chairs, please? We're going to get the chairs on stage. All right, please, guys, grab a seat. यहाँ पर आए हैं इस मंच पे थोड़ी बातचीत. We were having a laugh of this when we were shooting for some content in the other room about the team coming into his hands when they were 36 all out in that first test, and Virat had to leave, and he obviously knew that he had to leave. But that must have been a very hard situation for you to kind of deal with, to get your head around that, listen, we have our backs against the wall, we can try forgetting about this, but this is the reality. How did you deal with that situation there? What were you really thinking of, and how did you, I know that you got the senior guys together in the team, but what was your mindset then?
First of all, let me thank Neeraj sir for watching that third test match. अगर आप वो मैच नहीं देखते तो वो thought नहीं आता documentary बनाने का.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. But I think talking about Adelaide test match, 36 all out, हमने किसी ने भी नहीं सोचा था. शायद मतलब आप लोगों ने भी नहीं सोचा था कि ऐसे सब होगा. हमारा यही था कि अगर हम अच्छा खेलते हैं उस दिन पर तो हम लोग एक अच्छे पोजीशन में आ जाएंगे मैच जीतने के लिए. बट सडनली चीज़ें एक डिफरेंट हो गई. 1 घंटे में गेम कम्प्लीटली चेंज हो गया. और मुझे पता था उससे पहले कि एडलेड के बाद मैं कप्तान होने वाला हूँ, विराट जाने वाले हैं. तो मैंने अपने प्लान्स एज अ लीडर, एज अ कैप्टन पहले बनाए थे कि मेरे स्ट्रैटेजीज क्या होंगे. लेकिन एडलेड के बाद कम्प्लीटली मैं पता नहीं चल रहा था कि क्या होगा, मुझे क्या करना है. और पर्सनली मैं रूम पे जाके मैं बैठा रहा. मैंने सोचा कि अभी यहाँ से मैं टीम को कैसे ऊपर लाऊंगा. बहुत लोग मेरे पर्सनल परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में बात कर रहे थे. मेरा फॉर्म अच्छा बुरा चल रहा था. वो एक चीज़ थी. और उसके बाद मेरा फोकस था कि मैं टीम को कैसे ऊपर लाऊँ वहाँ से. तो हमने एज अ टीम यही डिसाइड किया कि एडलेड में वी विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट क्रिकेट एट ऑल, कि क्या हुआ उस मैच में. विल हैव टीम डिनर्स, विल हैव टीम एक्टिविटीज़, सो दैट हमारा माइंड कम्प्लीटली गेम से दूर जाके हम टीम बॉन्डिंग के ऊपर फोकस करें. और जब हम मेलबर्न जाएंगे उसके बाद विल फोकस ऑन आवर क्रिकेट. सो वी डिड दैट. विराट को हमने सेंड ऑफ दिया. जा रहे थे वापस. और जब व्हेन वी वेंट टू मेलबर्न we had a team meeting and we decided that we are going to focus on playing good cricket. What people are talking about us is not in our control. We'll just focus on playing good cricket, back each other. And I thought I had a support. Ashwin का मुझे support था, Puji का support था, Rohit was there, Rohit का support था. So I was actually blessed to have these guys with me.
Well, it was remarkable what you pulled off, and of course, scoring that century there was just incredible. Round of applause for Ajinkya Rahane. यहाँ पर आज तालियां कम नहीं होनी चाहिए, because truly it was incredible. And just to set the text of how tough this was to do, Ashwin, I want to ask you, like, just in terms of India, Pakistan, of course, has been this rivalry going on for many, many years. But just how tough is it, if you could explain to people playing in Australia against the Australians in their home turf, and the entire experience that goes with that?
See, generally, tours abroad are never easy for the simple reason that you're going into different conditions. That's something that's not explainable until you go and play. You will never feel that. But more than that, it's the support of the public. You're playing against the media there. You're playing against the senior players who are going to be backing their teams. It happens a lot, especially in Australia. The people, if you're down, they can make you feel, you're going to be in a lot of trouble for the next few weeks. And that's exactly what happened here in Australia as well. A lot of people might have seen what happened on social media and what sort of comments people had to make. Personally, I don't know how many of the other guys would have read into it, but these things really, sort of give me the necessary motivation to come out and say, okay, boss, you're wrong. We can't do it. We are here to do it. But I don't know if it's there as a part of the documentary, but I felt there was a sort of a very external aid that came our way, because we wanted to do it, but at the end of the day, these are these 1%ers that will tell you that this will happen. We won the test in Melbourne. Yes, that was the turnaround. But I don't know how many guys remember here we were on a flight to Sydney. I actually felt, okay, we come back, and this flight was landing in Sydney, and we got stuck in a thunder shower. And it was in the midst of a lightning and all that, and the flight was actually going in different directions. I felt, okay, if this is what is destiny, you lose a test for 36, and you come to Melbourne, win a remarkable turnaround test, and then you might not land in Sydney for the third test. That kind of gives you a gist of what life is all about. So the moment I think everything came to settling nerves and we all landed and the Sydney test panned out, there was a lot of backstory to it. But by the time we had come there, I think the resolve of the team had strengthened a lot. And it became the resolve of this Indian team versus anything that was thrown at it. And I could still remember the fact that the team was almost oblivion to anything that was happening, and it was meant to be.
There were turbulent times, and Ash, there were also turbulent times that you faced, but very nicely conquered behind the stumps, where you provided pain behind the stumps to the pain. Tell us a bit about that. But very quick on the wit, I must say, huh? Very quick on the wit and how and what you said at that moment, but just define that for us and what really went on.
I think Vihari will remember why I said that as well, because we had a discussion on the way Tim Payne was batting through that series. And I kept telling these guys, and we got a very different sort of a short leg position, which was forward short leg, and then we usually have a leg slip. But we had a chat, Rahane, myself and Vihari, and we said, Pujara generally will stand at leg slip, but this guy won't stand with the helmet, let's put him somewhere else and get this guy under the lid. We had this conversation and parked him there in a very awkward position, and he actually nicked off there. And we had a celebration, and I told Vihari, this guy better not come to India. Because if he actually comes to India, he'll be going there every single time. And at the end of the day, he was having a go at us when we were batting. And it just came out of my mind. Because we had a conversation like that, it just came out of my mind, and it was very instantaneous.
That's what you do to Puji also, when you talk to him. Whatever he says, you come back at him like that, but in a friendly way.
We sledge each other in the nets.
All the time, correct. Now I have to ask Hanuman Vihari, have you forgiven him for making you run on that day with the hamstring gone? Have you forgiven him or not?
Yeah, I did after the innings, but he didn't knew that I couldn't run. I couldn't run at all. Even I didn't know at that time. After that run, then I said, I could barely walk. So there's no point of running after that. But that was a lucky escape there. But after all, it ended well. So.
Yeah, you had us all at the edge of our seats, the both of you. You held the fort till the end. It was incredible, that performance by you. और जो मुझे पता चला अभी पहले जो हम ड्रेसिंग रूम में बात कर रहे थे कि हम लोग तो अपनी जगह से हिलते नहीं हैं. इनके टीममेट्स भी वहाँ पर अपनी सीट पकड़ के बैठे हुए थे 5-5 घंटे के लिए. Nobody moved, nobody went to the bathroom, as Ajinkya was telling us. So the nerves are with us, and the nerves are also with them. So it was absolutely remarkable what happened. Let's talk to the man now who can endure a lot of pain on his body, who can probably be hit by a truck, who can be hit by an aeroplane, who can be hit by anything in the world, and that's Cheteshwar Pujara, who stood tall and said, I'm not going to leave my wicket. If I can't hit it with the bat, I'm going to put my body in there. How badly were you bruised at the end of the matches when you'd walk back into the room? Were there spots all over the body? Tell us your condition at the end of the day.
I think let's just stick to cricket ball, not the trucks and the planes. When I got hit in that particular test match, there were so many bruises. But at the end of the day, when I spoke to my family, when I spoke to my wife, when I spoke to my daughter, they were a little concerned. They were worried that if there was anything serious, and I told them, no, there was nothing serious about it. Yes, I was in a lot of pain, but it was a sweet pain because it was a sweet victory for us. I think probably one of the best test matches I've been part of. So yeah, when you get hit on the body, the only thing you can do is not think about it and have a bigger picture. Only thing I had in my mind in that particular test match was to, ensure that we don't lose too many wickets in first and second session. And that was part of our game plan as well. And by the tea time, we didn't lose too many wickets. There was a platform set for Rishabh to come in and, play his game. But till then, whenever I was getting hit on my body, I wanted to make sure that we don't lose that test match. Till that time, we were not thinking about the victory. Maybe at tea time, there was another strategy. But before that, we wanted to make sure that we don't lose that particular test match. And when I get hit on the body, I just kept telling myself that, look at the bigger picture. Don't worry about the pain. Yeah.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Pujara, I want to ask you, how was it to bat with Rishabh Pant on the other side? You both were in different gears, but equally effective. What were you chatting with each other? Were you calming him down, saying that, buddy, calm down, abhi bahut match baki hai?
I try my best to calm him down, but everyone knows that he doesn't listen too much about what the non-striker says. But he has his way of batting. I think he likes to, back his instincts and play his shots. So sometimes, yes, I do try and tell him that there are phases where you need to be a little watchful. But apart from that, you just have to allow him to play his game and not try and advise him too much, because whenever we had a good partnership, the lesser I talked, better he has batted. So.
It was like two people poles apart but getting the job done. It was a phenomenal performance by the both of them. बात करते हैं सिराज की. सिराज जी कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया एकदम.
इन्होंने बताया भाई कि ये जो हर एक मैच के पहले हैं, इनका सुपरस्टिशन होता है कि अपने बालों को अलग तरीके से ग्रूम करके आते हैं और इतने शानदार लगते हैं. एक बार इनकी परफॉर्मेंस के लिए जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं जिस तरीके से इन्होंने परफॉर्म किया. डेब्यू किया था और बहुत ही मुश्किल परिस्थितियों में. थोड़ा इमोशनल सवाल है लेकिन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा क्योंकि वी ऑल फेल्ट यू नो व्हाट यू वर गोइंग थ्रू, बट वो दौर आपके लिए कितना मुश्किल होगा कि यू फाउंड आउट अबाउट योर फादर और आपको जाके फिर मैच खेलना है, जा नहीं पा रहे थे आप. वो दौर बहुत मुश्किल रहा होगा आपके लिए. वी वर ऑल प्रेइंग फॉर यू, बट इफ़ यू कुड टेल अस अ बिट अबाउट दैट.
बहुत ही मुश्किल था मेरे लिए वो सिचुएशन. तब आईपीएल में भी मेरे डैड की तबीयत बहुत ही ख़राब थी, बट मुझे उतना बता रहे नहीं थे घर में कि इतना सीरियस मैटर है, तो इसीलिए मुझे पता नहीं चला. अगर मुझे पता चलता था तभी मैं घर चले जाता था, तो मुझे वो चीज़ पता नहीं चली. तब मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया लैंड हुआ तब मुझे पता चला कि डैड की बहुत ही सीरियस कंडीशन है. तो तब वो सिचुएशन प्रोटोकॉल था कि कोविड मतलब क्वारंटाइन रहना है, तो जा तो नहीं सकते. फिर उसके बाद हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करे. फिर उसी दिन मुझे पता चला कि ऐसा डैड की डेथ हो गई. तो जब कोई आगे एक दूसरे से बात नहीं करता था, क्योंकि जब क्वारंटीन के ऐसे सिचुएशन था, तो दैट टाइम कि मैं मॉम से ही बात कर रहा था, तो वो टाइम पे मॉम मेरे को इतना स्ट्रांग बनाए वो टाइम पे कि एक वुमेंस का पावर कितना रहता. तब पता चला कि वो सिचुएशन में भी अपने बेटे को इतना स्ट्रांग फीलिंग दे रही थी, क्योंकि जब इतना मतलब घर का एक पिलर एक टूटना मतलब एक स्ट्रांग पिलर जब जाता है तो बहुत ही इफेक्ट पड़ता है. तो वही तो मेरा डैड मॉम यही बोल रहे थे कि जो डैड का ड्रीम था कि अपने देश का नाम रोशन कर और जाके देश का नाम रोशन कर, बस यही था कि मेरा मोटिवेशन कि मैं वहाँ जाऊँ. मुझे पता भी नहीं था कि टू बी ऑनेस्ट कि मुझे चांस भी मिलेगा यहाँ पर खेलना, क्योंकि सीनियर बॉलर्स थे. तो बस मैं यही सोचा कि मुझे कभी भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेंगी वो चीज़ को ग्रैब करूँगा. देन मुझे सेकेंड टेस्ट में मौका मिला, तो वो चीज़ मतलब मैं जब मेलबर्न में जब कैप पहना तो आई वॉज के डैड इधर रहते तो कितना.
We're very proud of you, like all of us are very proud of you, Siraj. Thank you for being the champion that you are, and thank you for bowling the way that you bowl. It was very, very tough to do so. And there was just a lot of stuff going on in that tour that was away from just the ground itself. We're going to talk about the injuries that were being said, and that's never nice to hear, obviously. What was going on in the team then? How did you deal with that being said by crowd members?
ऐसे कहीं भी नहीं होना चाहिए. और वो जब हुआ ग्राउंड पर एक दो बार पहले आके सिराज ने मुझे बताया था और जसप्रीत ने भी बताया था मुझे कि ऐसे ऐसे हुआ है. तो हमने जाके अंपायर से बात करी उस वक्त और उनको कहा कि रेसिज्म हो रहा है, हमारे बंदों को लोग ऐसे ऐसे कह रहे हैं. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम उन्होंने जाके कहा कि अगर वैसे दोबारा होता है तो आप हमें आके बताइए. तो हमने जब नेक्स्ट टाइम हुआ हमने उनको जाके बताया और बहुत बुरा लगा कि ऐसे सुन के. कभी सोचा नहीं था कि ऐसे होगा, स्पेशली हम जब अच्छा कर रहे थे और जब ऑस्ट्रेलियन क्राउड ने स्टार्ट किया रेसिज्म अब्यूज़ करना. सिराज मेरे पास आके उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसे ऐसे हुआ है. हमने जाके अंपायर से बात करी और कहा कि ऐसे ऐसे दोबारा हुआ है, आपको एक्शन लेना होगा, हम लोग तब तक गेम नहीं खेलेंगे. तो अंपायर्स का कहना ये था कि अगर आप गेम बंद नहीं कर सकते, अगर आपको अंदर जाना है ड्रेसिंग रूम में तो आप जा सकते हो. तो मेरी बातचीत यही थी कि उनसे कि हम यहाँ पर खेलने के लिए आए हैं, हमें अंदर जाके नहीं बैठना है. आपका काम है, जिन्होंने अब्यूज़ किया है आप उनको हटाइए, हम खेलने के लिए तैयार हैं, बट तब तक हम खेलेंगे नहीं, हम लोग ग्राउंड पे खड़े रहेंगे. फॉर मी इट वॉज इम्पोर्टेंट टू सपोर्ट माई कलीग ऑन द ग्राउंड, क्योंकि जो अभी बात करी हमने कि स्पेशली हिम जिस सिचुएशन में वो था ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ओवरकम करके आया और देन द वे ही प्लेड. So I thought that was important कि as a team we support him, but what happened in Sydney was completely wrong.
It absolutely was, but again, this is a story of overcoming all the...
For the launch of the documentary, but what an amazing series it was. The way it started in Adelaide, I think we Aussies thought we had it all wrapped up, and then obviously the fight that was shown through the second test, Rahane hitting a great 100 through SCG, and then to finish off with the Gabba. It was a fantastic series to be part of. I thought the way the Indian side played, it was incredibly brave. Full credit to the players for being brave enough to go after a result at the Gabba. They could have just played out for a draw to retain the trophy. They went after the win. Fantastic series. We're outplayed on our home turf, unfortunately, but every Indian-Australian test series is always fantastic. Look forward to catching the documentary and seeing behind the scenes. G'day everyone over there in India. I'm
thank
sorry
you for
I
that.
can't be there.
I think it's
for
on
the
loop
launch
now.
of the documentary. But
Round of applause for him,
what an
guys.
amazing
That's the
series
opposition
it was.
speaking.
I'll not own the press conference that I assure. I'll start one by one. अजिंक्य, आपका एक स्टेटमेंट आया था राइट आफ्टर द सीरीज की ऑन फील्ड और ऑफ फील्ड जो आपने कुछ डिसीजंस लिए उसका क्रेडिट किसी दूसरे लोगों को दिया गया. तो व्हाट वाज इट दैट यू वर एक्चुअली अपसेट अबाउट को आप उस पर कुछ इलैबोरेट करना चाहेंगे? वर यू इन एनी सेंस रेफरिंग टू अ जॉइंट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दैट वाज हेल्ड बाय यू एंड रवि शास्त्री राइट आफ्टर द सीरीज?
नहीं, जब उस वक्त मुझे बोलना था बोल दिया मैंने, तो मैं हमेशा प्रेजेंट में रहता हूँ. वो मोमेंट चला गया और जो स्टेटमेंट मैंने दिया था आप ऑनलाइन जाके चेक कर सकते हो कि क्या स्टेटमेंट था.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ashwin, coming at you,
Coming at me?
Ask me.
Yeah, be peaceful, brother.
You are
In Bandon mein
looking
dam hai,
like,
huh?
you are looking
Now you're coming at me.
you are looking
You
like
put Pujara in the middle.
He's putting him on back foot.
you are looking like a Thalaiva right now, so most probably we'll see a blockbuster next blockbuster coming from Tamil Nadu leading star. Ash, obviously, as Sameer also mentioned that you had verbal volleys with Tim Payne in the Sydney test. So was it kind of sort of an extra motivation to bat throughout the day on the final day of the Sydney test? Did it act like that?
So actually, it happens a lot when everybody is cricketing career. I'm sure you can check with everybody. But the point is, when somebody is instigating you in such a situation, we both were battling ourselves in the middle. I went in and I told Vihari the first thing, I just hope they don't bowl anything full. I just hope they bowl short so that I can get hit and probably get away with it. And as we were battling through our own pains and looking at the scoreboard, the situation and all that, I think it was very fair. Even if I was Tim Payne wearing the gloves, I would have tried to, intimidate the opposition. It was very fair on his behalf to try and do that, but it sort of motivated me saying, okay, should not leave or get out in front of this guy. I shouldn't be a prey to his, verbal volley sort of a thing. And the moment I gave back, I felt like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that because it might take the concentration away. But then I started, just focusing a little harder to try and defend more tighter after that. So, yeah, it happens all the time. I'm sure everybody has experienced it at different stages of their cricketing career. Yeah, very memorable, but good for us.
Well, 2 questions is enough. I think there are many more people who will have to ask questions. They have a limited time, so if we can pass the mic on. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, later on, you can ask them if you can catch them outside. All right, next question.
Hi, my question is for Ashwin. I wanted to ask you about the racism incident. So you address it head on this time. But the thing is, every time we go there, this kind of happens. And everyone condemns it, but it keeps on happening. Do you think we need to have that conversation in cricket a lot more, like it is being had in football right now?
I think we should have that conversation as a world. It's not just in cricket or any other sport. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has to do anything with a particular section of people in any particular country. Mm-hmm. Everywhere people do believe that they belong to a majority sort of a thing and they want to have a go at somebody else. And I think racism is one tip of it, one part of it, where they believe that is a area of differentiation with someone. I think the only solution to all this is better parenting and better awareness. Just by talking at a maybe at the stage where we are in, or in a stage like this or an event like this, we wouldn't necessarily make a difference. But with awareness and talking about it on a regular basis and better parenting right from the childhood, we can make the difference. So I think it's not about a certain country or a certain crowd. Yes, it's happened at that place a lot more, but it was courageous of him to bring it out. So at least a wider section of the people know, and probably the people sitting next to such people in the ground might pull them up a lot better from the next time. So it is something that is that one must condemn. But I want to bring it to notice that everywhere people are differentiating people on different grounds, which is definitely not right.
So I had another
Thank you for your question, buddy. We'll pass it on. There are more people who have to ask as well. Thank you.
Hello.
Please give your name and then ask the question.
Hi, Ajinkya, this is Vishal Ambani. मेरा सवाल आपसे है जो एडिलेड टेस्ट में हुआ 36 for 9 और ऑस्ट्रेलिया 8 विकेट से जीती एंड कमिंग बैक टू मेलबर्न काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन था. आपने फर्स्ट इनिंग में विराट और आपके बीच में रनआउट भी हुआ एंड विराट के फैंस ने काफ़ी आपको ट्रोल भी किया था और विराट फिर वहाँ से इंडिया आ गए और फिर आपने कैप्टनसी निभाई. सो वॉज इट डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर यू? हाउ यू हैव टेकन दैट चैलेंज?
नहीं, मुझे पता भी नहीं था कि मुझे ट्रोल किया गया. मैं सोशल मीडिया से कंप्लीट ऑफ. सीरीज़ के दौरान या सीरीज़ से पहले मैं कंप्लीट स्विच ऑफ कर देता हूँ. एक्चुअली मुझे आइडिया नहीं था कि फैंस ने क्या कहा है. जो मोमेंट्स हम दोनों गुजरे उस वक्त, उससे ज़्यादा दुख आई डोंट थिंक किसी और को हुआ होगा, क्योंकि विराट रन आउट होने के बाद जितना दुख उनको हुआ रहेगा उससे ज़्यादा दुख मुझे हुआ था, क्योंकि जिस सिचुएशन में हम थे उस टेस्ट मैच में, आई थिंक वो मोमेंट के बाद टेस्ट मैच कम्प्लीटली चेंज हो गया. सो फैंस ने क्या किया मुझे नहीं पता था, बट वो सिचुएशन से और वो मोमेंट से हम दोनों को बहुत दुख हुआ था.
नीरज जी, मेरा एक और सवाल आपसे है. आप ये इसका टाइटल बंदों में था दम, हमारे बंदों में तो अभी भी है सर, तो बंदों में है दम ऐसा क्यों नहीं रखा सर आपने?
नहीं, ये एक मिनट सॉरी, आपने जो कहा कि विराट के फैंस अजिंक्य को ट्रोल किया ना, वही सवाल था ना आपका?
Yes.
I hope that
no, not only Virat fans, because Virat, जिस तरह से विराट का लास्ट
नहीं, that was obviously the center of your question. What I was trying to say is nothing against you. I just hope, I think Virat's fans are also Ajinkya's fans.
Right.
Because we play for the same country, and hopefully this documentary will change that landscape. I really hope so.
Sir, I think we'll pass the question now. Next person, sir. Next person.
One second.
Sir, brother, you've asked. There are many more people who have to ask. Many more people who have to ask. Please. पीछे वहाँ पर, हाँ जी.
जी नमस्कार. बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं नीरज, आपको आप फिल्म बना रहे हैं और काफ़ी महान कलाकार हैं. मैं संदीप मेरर नाव से. नीरज, मेरा सवाल स्पेसिफिकली आपसे ये है कि जो क्रिकेट इन्होंने खेला है, जो मैच इन्होंने ड्रॉ किए, जो जिताए हैं, वो पहले से ही दर्ज हैं. आप इस प्रकार की डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना करके क्या अलग कर रहे हैं, और वो भी OTT वूट पर आप बना रहे हैं, तो अलग क्या कर रहे हैं आप? इसमें क्या दर्शाना चाह रहे हैं?
तीन चीज़ों से कहानी बनती है, व्हाट, हाउ एंड व्हाई. व्हाट हैपेंड वो ये सबको पता है. हमारा जो प्रयास था वो ये था कि हाउ एंड व्हाई को एड्रेस किया जाए. ये इतना आसान नहीं है कि आप सिर्फ बॉल टू बॉल क्रिकेट देखते हैं, आपको लगता है आपको पूरी कहानी पता चल गई है. उसके पीछे का जो मानसिकता होती है, एक टीम कैसे बिल्ड होती है, वो टीम किन सर्कमस्टांसिस में अपने आप को खड़ा करती है और किन दिक्कतों के अगेंस्ट जाकर जो है वो जीत हासिल करती है, यही प्रयास था हमारा. और मेरे ख्याल से आपको सिर्फ रिजल्ट का पता है, प्रोसेस का नहीं, और ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री जो है आपको उस दिशा में लेकर जाती है.
इसी से जुड़ा हुआ एक ही सवाल है. समीर, माफ़ी चाहता हूँ. आप डॉक्यूमेंट्री के अलावा एक फिल्म बना सकते थे. क्रिकेट पर फिल्में बनी हैं, लोगों पर फिल्में बनी हैं, सीरीज पर भी
खुद भी बनाई है.
हाँ जी,
मैंने खुद भी बनाई है.
हाँ जी, आपने ही बनाई है. मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, आप फिल्म बना सकते थे. आपने इस प्रकार की डॉक्यूमेंट्री को ही क्यों चुना?
नहीं, फिल्म बना ली ना, तो इस बारी डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना ली. अगली बारी दोबारा फिल्म बना देंगे. उनकी मर्जी है, डायरेक्टर वो है.
टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, बड़ा वाजिब सवाल है आपका. पॉइंट ये है कि ये अपने आप में मेरे ख्याल से इतना बड़ा माइलस्टोन है, और ये पूरा 4 टेस्ट का जो सीरीज़ है वो अपने आप में इतनी बड़ी एक स्पोर्टिंग इवेंट है कि मेरे ख्याल से इसको रिक्रिएट करना विल बी एन इनजस्टिस टू द एक्चुअल गेम दैट हैपेंड. एंड there is no taking away any sheen from the players that were involved. There were 20 players involved from the Indian team in those 4 test matches, and it's not that it happens in every series. So for me it was very important to document this in the most entertaining and the thrilling manner.
We're going to pass the mic on that side. I think nobody's asked too many questions on there. One last time, if somebody can pass the mic that side. We have a lot of questions from this side. One last question from that side, please.
Hi, Sridhar here. So this is open to every cricketer here. So how tough was it to play during the strict quarantine rules in Australia? Maybe we can just throw some light on that.
Look, it was tough. It was challenging for all the players to play cricket during quarantine, and especially in Australia, where rules were a lot stricter than the other countries. And I'm sure most of the players will agree that to quarantine and then start practicing again, you lose a lot of your fitness. You start losing your rhythm as well as players. So you need to. I mean, those 4, 5, or 7 days are probably the toughest for all the players. Although we have a little bit of facilities nowadays. I mean, now there is no quarantine anymore. But even when we are in India, we still get provided some facilities where we could do a little bit of strength in our room. There is a cycle available where we can do some training. But when we were in Australia, I think we couldn't do that for first few days. So to play in a bubble, to play matches, and then at the end of day's play, once you are back from a match, even if you want to go out for a dinner, you can't just go out. But actually that helped us a lot, I would say, because most of the times, in the evenings, we used to sit in the team room and have our meals together. We used to play some games in the team room. So actually that helped us get together. The team bonding was even more during quarantine. So there are positives and negatives of it, but for us, I think there were more positives when we were sitting together, chit-chatting about the game or something else. So I feel that we had more positives, but mentally, yes, it is challenging and it is tough for us.
Well, thank you all for your questions, and I know there are many more to be asked, but we're on a time count as there are other things to be done as well. But for right now, we have a nice big bat that we're going to be getting out on this very stage. We request all of you to please sign it, post which enormous bat. Give it a big sign. There they are. Ajinkya Rahane doing it. While they're doing that, I'm going to request Gaurav and Prasad, please come up on stage. We're going to have a... Now we're going to get all the photographers. Please, you can come up in the front this side and gear up for a photograph. We're going to have a combined photograph of everybody on this very stage. Thank you so much. Neeraj sir, if you could please join all our wonderful cricketers. If you can please come to the center. Gaurav. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for being out here. A big round of applause for all the cricketers, for Neeraj sir, for Prasad, for Gaurav from Boot. Thank you all so much for being part of this wonderful occasion. Wishing you all the best. Keep doing what you do and make us proud as we always cheer for you. You've been a wonderful audience. Remember, Bandon.